Conditional coding now supports mass coding of documents to fields, issues, or binders. Select Documents, and on the toolbar in the Conditional Coding pane, click the Mass Coding button. To mass add a field value from the template, choose the value and confirm in the pop-up. To mass remove a field value from the template, choose Not Coded and confirm in the pop-up. To make a more nuanced coding change, click the Mass Code Field button. To mass add a field value under Action, select Add. Under New Value, choose a new value and click OK. To mass remove field values under Action, select Remove and click OK. To mass update a field under Action, select Update. Under New Value, provide a new value and click OK. To mass find and replace a field value under Action, select Find and Replace. Under Current Value, select either Has a Value or a specific value, and then provide a value. Under New Value, provide a value to replace the current value with and click OK. Click the Mass Code Field button on the Conditional Coding toolbar to mass code a field not in your template. Select the field in the Field Name dropdown. Then choose to add, remove, update, or find and replace the field values. Conditional Coding now has 3 new templates: Active Quick Code, Binders, and Issues. Use Active Quick Code to code an individual document or mass code documents. When used without mass coding, this will change only the individual active document. When used with mass coding, it will change the coding on all selected documents. Binders allows you to add or remove an individual or multiple documents from binders. Check a box to add the single active document to a binder. Uncheck to remove. Select Mass Coding to add and remove all selected documents from binders. Select a check mark to add all selected documents to a binder. Select an X to remove them from a binder. Use Issues to add or remove an individual document or multiple documents from issues. Select Mass Coding to add and remove all selected documents from issues. Select a check mark to add an issue to selected documents. Select the X to remove an issue from selected documents. Without mass coding, check a box to add the single active document to an issue. Uncheck to remove. To add a new binder, use the Manage button on the Conditional Coding toolbar when viewing binders. To add a new issue, use the Manage button on the Conditional Coding toolbar when viewing issues. Use the Production Unlocked field in a conditional template to add or remove documents from a production. Without mass coding, you can add or remove the single active document. With mass coding, you can add or remove all selected documents. Export from search results is now available for non-case administrators. After naming the export, there is a new option that they can use. Group leaders and group members can only select the native files only, no load file included option. When this option is selected, Ringtail exports a native file for all documents selected for export. If there is a value in the production default native field case option, Ringtail uses that value to identify the extension of the native file. If no field is set, or if the set field has no value for a document, Ringtail will select the highest ranking content file that is not a text file. On the output page, You can select how the files should be organized into folders. You can choose to retain the current leveling structure or to flatten the folder structure with a maximum number of files per folder. As currently foldered in Ringtail means the file structure is the same, but it is stored under the native root folder. Flattened offers a max files per folder option. The files are stored in the native root folder with subfolders numbered 1, 2, 3, etc. Ringtail renames duplicate file names docid.ext. After exporting files, you can download them from the Manage Documents export page. Leaders and members can see and download only the exports that they submitted and cannot add exports on this page. Here's an example of an export using the flattened option. What's new for administrators? On the Case Setup Conditional Templates page, clear the Read-Only checkbox to make the Production Unlocked field editable. This will allow users to add and remove documents from productions in the Conditional Coding pane. When exporting from search results, administrators can export extracted text for base documents. After naming the export, choose Custom as the export type. Let's select just content files for this export to focus on that file type. Click the Options cogwheel to configure which files to include. The Extracted Text option is selected by default. Therefore, Ringtail looks for extracted text stored for each document being exported. If it exists, Ringtail exports that text in a TXT file for the document. If extracted text doesn't exist, Ringtail uses the TXT file on the file share. If no TXT file exists on the file share, then no content file will be exported for the document. If you select the existing TXT file option, Ringtail uses an existing TXT file for the content file. If no TXT file exists, then Ringtail uses extracted text if available. If no extracted text exists, then no content file will be exported for the document. Here we choose whether to include load files in the export. Once complete, you can view which content files exported from extracted text versus an existing text file. Navigate to the Export Warnings page of the export job to see the counts with links to the documents. To enable the export option in the Tools menu, on the Securities Features page, enable Processing Exports. To enable access to download exports, on the Security Administration page, enable Manage Documents Exports. Under File Repositories, you can download a report of the files contained in zip archives that are stored on the Archive File Repository. After selecting the files, click Report, and then OK. Ringtail downloads a separate CSV file for each zip archive. When files are archived using the option on the Tools menu, the View pane is disabled for those documents. When files are restored, the View pane is enabled again for the restored files. In the OCR processing window, you can select to embed text in PDF files, rather than create a separate text file for PDFs. Ringtail creates a new PDF file that includes embedded OCR text. The original PDF is not altered, but the file extension changes to orig.pdf, and it is not accessible in the viewer. The new PDF with OCR content is updated and searchable within the viewer, but it is not included in the index until the next indexing job. You do not need to flag the document to refresh indexing. It will automatically be included in the next indexing job you run. When a PDF file is updated successfully, the OCR status is completed embedded text in the PDF. If only a portion can be made searchable, the status is completed with warnings embedded text in the PDF. If it is not updated successfully, the original PDF file remains, and an error message appears in the OCR status. Import property statistics now capture additional information. New documents is the number of new documents created and the total page count. Updated documents is the number of documents updated. Fields in load file is the number of fields in the load file mapped to Ringtail fields. Fields mapped is the number of mapped fields in the load file. Images in load file is the number of records in the LFP or OPT image load file. Native files is the number of documents with a value in the field mapped to the native path on the Map Files page. Text files is the number of documents with a value in the field mapped to full text on the Map Files page. These fields appear in the spreadsheet when you download a report. The Imports page includes a clone button next to other feature buttons. Use this button as an easy way to clone an import job. In the Import window, on the Field Map page, the icon color for Ignore is updated. On the Ingestions page, you can view separate columns for the number of files and the size of files that were processed in the job. At the portal, we have introduced the Organization Dashboard Summary Report. It provides a graphical representation of your Ringtail use and summarizes the information provided on the other pages. View the following information for all organizations or select a specific organization from the menu: cases, hosted data, recent jobs, users, and recent user activity. Thank you for watching. See you next month.